Steph Curry's first game in college, he turned the ball over 13 times. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can gain confidence through not blaming others. And I'll tell you the story of Steph's very first game and the bounce back. "13 turnovers in one basketball game. In basketball terms, that's like standing up to give a talk on stage and not only forgetting your lines, but also falling off the stage. Normally in the basketball world, if a player turns the ball over 13 times in one game, they aren't playing the next game and probably not the rest of the season. The coach will blame the loss of the player, and that's that. But not this coach. Bob McKillop, the head coach of Davidson University, did not bench his freshman point guard in the 2006-2007 season. Instead, he encouraged him and started him the next game. And thank goodness he did. History might not have been the same, and the way basketball is played today might have been completely different had Bob McKillop, the coach, blamed Steph Curry for that loss. The game following, where McKillop trusted Steph, started him again, he went off for 32 points. That freshman, that Steph freshman, that's Steph Curry, the Steph Curry. When asked why he didn't bench Steph, McKillop responded, "The summer prior to Steph's senior year of high school, he was at a tournament in Las Vegas. He turned the ball over, missed shots, got beat defensively, but never once did he lament a mistake. Never once did he criticize an opponent. Never once did he question an official. He went to the bench and he cheered his teammates on. He looked the coaches directly in their eye every time out. He transcended time. He transcended experience. He did not let anything interrupt him." That's what McKillop, his coach, said. Steph didn't blame others for his mistake. Coach Bob McKillop didn't blame Steph for the loss. Neuroscience research has shown that when something goes wrong, the brain naturally seeks to identify a cause, which often leads to pointing a finger of blame. Research has shown that blame culture activates the amygdala, leading to feelings of fear, anxiety, and disengagement. When individuals feel blamed, they are more likely to respond defensively, becoming argumentative and aggressive. It is the amygdala's response to fear. Fear of looking bad in front of peers, fear of not being good enough, fear of making the wrong call. Fear, processed in the amygdala, leads to placing blame of the quote-unquote incident on someone else. For fear, it will reflect poorly on the blaming individual. He transcended time. He transcended experience. Steph didn't find the need to blame others, and his coach didn't find the need to blame him. I think it worked out pretty well in the long run, wouldn't you agree? So gain confidence today through taking ownership of not blaming anyone else for the situation you're in. You only grow stronger when you own your mistakes, and others are less likely to blame you when you disarm their ability to do so. So here's what I want you to do. Think about all the things that you could blame. All right, you can blame the position that you're in. You're not making enough money. You're not in good enough shape. You're not in this, that. You're born to parents who didn't have any money. Think about everything that you could blame. I want you to write that down. Write a list of it. It could be a list of 20 to 30 of them. And then next to it, I want you to write, "I own this. I own this." And you might write this 30 times as well. You're going to take ownership. Your amygdala, your mind is going to take ownership of everything that you could blame on somebody else, and now you own this. So what this is also going to do for you, it's going to kick your mind into the mode of, okay, well, now that I own it, I can make change of it. You can't make change to anything that you don't think is your fault because you're waiting for the other person to make that change. Once you have this bridge of ownership, now you're able to make change. So gain confidence today through knowing that you can take ownership and you don't have to blame anybody else. Now, my wife and I, we just got back from Maui. We start every year off in Maui. It's just such a refreshing, recharging way to start the year. But what I've been using, meat that I have been eating for the past 6 months and been absolutely obsessed with, comes from Maui. Maui Nui venison. They have delicious ground meat, organ blends, a variety of steak cuts, rib chops, jerky. It's very lean too, and I'm big on staying in the best shape I can possibly be in. And sometimes the beef will have a lot of fat in it, but Maui Nui venison, extremely lean, healthy, all just amazingly raised in Maui access deer. So what they're doing it too is giving my listeners, you all, a great deal to go try it out. And the code is NURSE for 20% off. Go to Maui Nui, Nui, venison.com. Check it out. There's great meat in there. You'll get addicted like I have. And it's also a great gift to get people too. So check it out, MauiNuiVenison.com, 20% off with the code NURSE. And if you get it, let me know. Love to hear about your experience.